A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 6th day of March 2024. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto to bring you this afternoon's news. We start off with our first headlining story this afternoon. Kampala Capital City Authority is set to commence the payment of areas for casual labourers from both Seven Hills and community circles on the 6th of March 2024. During a meeting with KCCA leaders in Kampala, held in her boardroom, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Annette Among, revealed that discussions with the Executive Director, Ministers for Kampala and Finance Ministers resulted in the decision to promptly pay the casual labourers. It was proposed that funds for this purpose should be sourced from non-taxable revenues. We have more on this report.
The government acknowledges the valuable contribution of casual labourers in maintaining the cleanliness of Kampala City. Speaker Anita Among expressed awareness of the challenges faced by these women, such as early morning hours and work hazards. In response to demonstrations by cleaners who protested the non-payment of allowances for 6 months and engaged with the Speaker at the parliamentary gate last week, Speaker Among convened a meeting with officials from the Ministry of Finance and Kampala ministers this Monday. Solution to the issue.
To find women sweeping as early as 4. Just imagine the danger that it comes with. So it's just good for us to have that empathy, to have these people paid. Something started. That's how we called the ED and the PSST. And that's how we even realized that you've been doing the wrong budgeting. The budgeting you've been doing has been on development, not recurrent, and that's how we resolve those things. And we said we need to get immediate money. The immediate money, you have a lot of money, NTR. You collect this NTR because the town is clean. So the money should be got from NTR and paid to these people. That is how we resolved that issue. We came up with that suggestion.
The Speaker also conducted a meeting on Monday with the political and technical team of KCCA in her boardroom. Resolutions were made, including the initiation of arrears payment for casual labourers on Wednesday and the continuous verification of casual labourers.
Of casual labourers to commence on 11th of March 2024. 3. After the verification exercise, short-term contracts to be awarded to casual labourers by 15th March 2024 to enable their employment relationship with their circles and the KCCA.
Although KCCA had initiated the verification exercise for casual labourers on Monday, it was aborted and did not progress. Lord Mayor Elias Rukwago attributed this to the pressure exerted on casual workers in community circles to exclusively join Seven Hills.
Verification exercise is being abused. Actually, it's being used as an exercise to compel members of the community circle to forcefully join Seven Hills. Why all the Kampala aborted? The forms they brought, and I have a copy, for the community circles that they should register as Seven Hill members. And that is problematic.
Honorable Mayor, it is right for you to force a person to join what he or she does not want. If these people prefer being on their own, let them be. If the Seven Hills are on their own, divide Kampala. Kampala is too big. Say, let the Seven Hills work in this area, let the community circle work in the other area, let another one work here. It is very simple as that. Let's not tag people into an association that they don't want. You're dealing with the women.
Executive Director of KCCA, Dorothy Chisaka, stated that they agreed to undertake 4 actions, including conducting a comprehensive verification exercise for the payroll at the division level, where people work for 2 days for members in both circles.
KCCA should immediately commence payment of any outstanding arrears to the circles. We should use the available funds, and as a technical team, we've said we'll start this effective tomorrow to commence these payments. The final action, which you started on, Right Honourable Speaker, is to liaise with the Ministry of Finance, the PSST, and we have already done that, so that the needed funds to implement the presidential directive of Wonabakole is fulfilled.
Speaker Anita Among advised the immediate payment of casual laborers, but also emphasized addressing urgent issues such as resolving legal and government aspects.
When we look at the medium issue of resolving the legal aspect of having these people have contracts, because tomorrow you will fail to pay them, and what will they use to claim for money? Even if they went to the streets, they will pour tear gas on them and whichever get out. But if they have a contract with the KCCA, they will have a basis of claiming for money from you, and of course solving the governance issues. I told you how the leaders wanted to come and meet me, and we said, let's meet the real people. The real people who do the sweeping. Because the leaders are the ones who will start carrying money and denying these people money.
So this issue for over 1 year, and we've been meetings. We have met several times. At least this time, I think we have resolved once and for all. And as a minister, I wish to say that we are going to at least see that everything is done as we have resolved here.
I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gutabenji.
Parliament has adopted a report on operations and the performance of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation yesterday, Tuesday, the 5th of March 2024. The afternoon heated debate drew all legislators to support the findings of the Committee on ICT to enhance the budget support for the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. The MPs highly commended the national broadcaster for its operations, urging the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to adhere to both the presidential directive to extend an annual 30 billion support to UBC.
I watch UBC at 8. I'm always watching UBC, and I've been watching Honorable Mara also doing a fantastic job on UBC. I've seen Honorable Semujo on UBC.
Yes, you are giving them adverts, but you as members of parliament, when you are invited for programs, do you go there? Give it attention, because you need it. Historically, it is known that you could overthrow government militarily by taking parliament, UBC and the state.
The afternoon parliament session showcased a high level of strategic and innovative solutions to enhancing the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation.
Reason being, there are some programs we know you carry that are not necessarily profitable but desirable to the nation. Therefore, I would like to stand and support the matter. Because I know what it takes. UBC is a training ground for young journalists, and you know it. It will take in as many interns as you do not know. It will train them, it will produce them to national level for even other carriers to take on. Well, however, I would like UBC to adopt a plan that is used like other national broadcasters.
The MPs emphasized the role of the national broadcaster in fostering development, urging different MDAs to consider extending support to boost the financial muscle of UBC.
Because right now, one doesn't need to put up a huge building to broadcast. You can even broadcast under a small room, and then you move. So some of those things are things which we need to look at, and then we see how we can turn these assets into very, very productive assets instead of being very redundant. Because even on Minister,
the Parliamentary Committee on Information, Communications and Technology presented a report highlighting the urgency of government to prioritize funding for UBC. The report, presented by Tony Ayo, the Kwania County MP, exhibits how the funding gaps affect the long-term output of UBC.
UBC should budget for procurement of equipment to support redundancy and network monitoring system for all its sites and stations, which shall improve the quality of the network, minimize the possibility of blackouts.
That 20 years later, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation is still having the same problems. A reflection of how unserious we are as a people, that really we must be allowing others to speak for us. I would not hesitate, Mr. Speaker, to say that because Uganda Broadcasting Corporation is a national carrier, a national broadcaster, it would be wrong to compare Uganda Broadcasting Corporation with other similar entities that are private.
In order to initiate the third phase of the digital migration, the House wants government to fully settle the debt of $1 million, which is about 3.7 billion Uganda shillings, owed in order to boost coverage of the national broadcaster. It should be remembered that 17 UBC upcountry stations were switched off due to the failure to pay the satellite fees.
Government should speed up the connectivity of the DTT sites and upcountry stations through the fiber optic under the national backbone infrastructure, whose connection will be safer.
When they talked about getting decoders that are cheap, that would be an opportunity for us to also create a competition with the DSTV, that when you ask what their corporate social responsibility is, you don't see anything. So let's support UBC such that we can get those cheap decoders and our people can view many channels that are associated with that.
The Minister of State for Finance, Henry Musasizi, informed the House on the interventions reached at to solve the funding gaps, including the 24.8 billion supplementary budget which was allocated to UBC.
That in this financial year we provided a supplementary to UBC under 3%, and all the money has been given to them. Yes. How did this arise?
How much was it?
It was around 24 point something billion.
The minister, your colleague, the minister is saying the money.
The report on UBC also calls for opening of boundaries for all UBC land in order to address the allegations of encroachment.
And my interest is the chair indicated that UBC's land on Coral Summit View is encroached on by not only the other private players, but the UPDF. And also indicate that for UBC has to seek for permission from UPDF to access their premises.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, tasked the executive to address the recommendations of the adopted report and report back to Parliament within 3 months. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
UBC lunchtime news now. Sabini civil servants working in Amudat district have returned to work after 1.5 weeks when they ran away from Amudat district after district local leaders sat in passed a resolution that all Sabinis should leave Amudat district. Now this came after Pokots were denied access from grazing from Sabini land. Amudat district leadership assured security to all Sabin in Pokot land. We have more.
The situation has returned to normal in all health facilities and schools in Amudat district following 2.5 weeks when Sabin civil servants ran out of the district after the Amudat district council passed a resolution that no Sabin are needed in Amudat district. The education and health sectors suffered most when most civil servants in Amudat left.
If I could not study English and SST because the same two people. Because those teachers had gone. P7 could not study English and mathematics because those teachers had gone.
11 staff going away, and of course we had to call emergency meeting.
Amudat district local leaders passed a resolution that all Sabin should vacate after Pokot were denied access to graze from Sebei land due to atrocities they committed like killings, stealing of animals. Last week, Pokot compensated 51 cows and 9 goats to the Sabin.
And 1 bull which was slaughtered. So according to the Kalenjin culture, the hostility that existed between these two communities has now been amicably settled traditionally with the payment of those cows.
Amudat district leaders say all civil servants have returned to their duties.
Teachers in the 27 government-aided schools and the 11 health units have returned back to Amudat.
Been evicted from grazing the animals in Kwen, been given that opportunity to continue grazing. And those ones who were complaints, especially of hiring land.
Confidence, nobody has reported any threat of life, and even the district security committee has put in place a mechanism to make sure that schools, health facilities, they are monitored, there are patrols which are done, foot patrol and motorized patrol.
At Kalas Girls Primary School and Amudat General Hospital, works was going on.
Good, clap for her.
Amudat RDC George Owanyi urged the Pokot on peaceful coexistence.
What we are grazing these animals, that with the rains now coming back, when time reaches to come back home, please don't bring the excess that don't belong to us. We already have enough cows in Amudat. In fact, we don't even have enough space to raise these animals.
Meanwhile, another confusion is emerging in Nakapiripit, where the Pokots are not happy with the leadership for denying them access to graze from their land.
The Joint Security Forces team, we had a tripartite DSC meeting on Friday, and we agreed and appealed to the leadership of Nakapiripit to discard that resolution and allow the Pokot to graze their cows in Nakapiripit around the Kolas and Tamak.
Residents of Kachira want leaders to address the water scarcity problem that is ever hitting the urban center. They have vowed not to support any candidate in the forthcoming election unless they address the community needs. We have more in this report.
It's fine. That message is
we need serious leaders who can address this problem.
Singa tufunayo abantu batuyambako kwa maadi kade gatukikisira gabula mwezi mulamba twabonabona amaadi gabula omwezi tubisa bubi nnyo dambika bya madivani amaadi ate gabula timalongofu gatumya munda twafuna obuzibu obulwaire.
In more news this afternoon, 4 suspects in the murder case of Joan Kagzi have been officially committed to the International War Crimes Division Court for trial. The court made this decision after presenting the indictment of offences against them as provided by the Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions. The accused individuals are Masajage John, Chibuka John, Dan Kiseka, and Nasur Abdallah. The indictment reveals that the prosecution will present 22 exhibits, including the firearms used in the murder of Joan Kagzi Namazi, photos, phone recordings, mobile phone clusters and motorcycles. According to the indictment, Chibuka John is identified as the mastermind behind the crime and the one who shot the deceased Joan Kagzi. It is alleged that each of the 4 suspects received 5,000 Uganda shillings after the murder, with a portion of the money given to a witch doctor in Kayunga district to influence the case outcome. Furthermore, the indictment discloses that the guns used in the murder were obtained from the Democratic Republic of Congo and were procured by Chibuka John. Joan Kagzi Namazi was brutally murdered at Chiwatle Nakawa Division in Kampala District.
Mwenyigira mu butemu era ne mulumbagana ne mutta Assistant Director of Public Prosecution Joan Kagzi omuntu eyali mu office byateekebwa ku mikutu egy'enjawulo omwali Bukedde TV ne TV ez'enjawulo.
Standard Chartered Bank has engaged underprivileged girls under their project Goal Girl, a community outreach program on personal inclusion. Maggie Chigozi, the head of corporate affairs at Standard Chartered, says this is in preparation for celebrations for International Women's Day.
Goal Girl project has supported over 12,000 girls equipped and skilled in 2023 in different fields as a way to make sure they are included in socio-economic decisions. Maggie Chigozi, the head of corporate affairs at Standard Chartered, says this is in preparation for celebration of International Women's Day, as well as their diversity and inclusion is valued.
We wanted to invite them so that we can have a discussion with them about how do they feel, or do they feel included within the decisions that are made for them within the workplace, within the environment in which they are. Some of them are mothers, some of them are wives, some of them are daughters. So do the people around them include them in the decisions that are made.
She encouraged girls to ensure they take up opportunities in society.
The premise of this conversation is for us to have a conversation with these young girls. They are growing up, they're looking for advice on how to better their lives, how do they make money, which businesses are best for them. And as a financial institution, we want to equip them with these skills.
Rosemary Akello from BRAC Uganda, the implementers of the project, emphasized need for these girls to be socially and economically empowered.
Them are child mothers, and there is a need for them to be socially and economically empowered. So once we establish these safe spaces in the community through the support of the community leaders and the district respective officers, we are able to at least have a program that is tailored towards improving the lives of these girls, especially in line with making decisions about their day-to-day lives.
The beneficiaries of the project applauded Standard Chartered for the opportunities and urged young girls to grab such opportunities once they reach their communities.
We didn't know anything about Goal Project. We learned it. We learned many different aspects, how to behave, how to decide, and even how to save financially. That is the main important thing. I advise more girls, since these opportunities come to the community, please don't undermine them.
The project Goal Girl is an initiative of future makers about equipping and upskilling the underprivileged girls between ages of 13 to 22, and it started in 2014. Jane Nyiramcha reporting for UBC.
The Mandela Group of companies has conducted the 5th draw to choose winners to be part of its Dubai Desert Challenge, and we have more details.
Taxi driver Haji Bekansir and Eli Tumwini have become the latest winners of a trip, courtesy of Mandela Group of Companies Dubai Desert Challenge.
Ndimusanyufu ebyaddala site oyiro tukolera bulungi ge mazima naye bwe tudizaayo nga kana ate tusanyuka okamala bukamazi.
This Dubai Desert Challenge has for the last 3 years been on the menu for those that fuel or service their cars at City Oil and enter a draw for the all expenses 4 nights and 3 days in Dubai. The challenge depicts the unique nature of Mandela Group of Companies' inclusiveness that puts aside a special category for taxi drivers that also win fuel and service vouchers.
The bigger community or the bigger tax community in Kampala have been supporting City Oil for quite some time, and for us we think this is a give back to their loyalty and as our customers who have been with us for a long time, and we thought they also qualify for such, and that's why we gave them a slot also to go to win and go and visit Dubai.
During their stay, 18 people visit key tourist sites in Dubai and climax with the Dubai Desert Challenge, which is principally about driving cars in the sand. So far, 15 people have earned the trip to Dubai this year, while several others have won goodies courtesy of Mandela Group of Companies.
Well, UBC Lunchtime News takes a very short break, but we'll return with more stories. Don't move an inch.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar! My boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
There's money in farming.
Ebiseera by'okusaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno okusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanyi kuzunga na banka siripisi? Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga onyezi *855*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erunganisibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda. Nyati Motion Pictures brings you the Tuko Pamoja Atekere segment. How did they become Karamojong, Itesots, and Lango?
We are actually the brothers of Israelites.
When Lango people reached Karamoja, the Karamojong remained there. The Itesots proceeded.
Those were the youth.
The Karamojong said, no, we are going to die there.
And the elders cast them, Ites. So that is how the name Ateso comes from.
Premiering in March on Sunday 10th, 2024 at the National Theatre from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Welcome back from that break, and now into the sports scene. Uganda's Cycling Association has hosted its African Games traveling delegation to a send-off press conference, during which the team received its kits.
Medals in the African Games that officially get underway this Friday in Ghana. The cycling team is of 4 men led by team captain and African champion Charles Kajimu and includes Africa silver medalist Laurent Lawrence, Paul Lumuria and pro rider Jordan Shlek Sekanwaji.
I'm pretty excited. By names of Jordan Schleck, happy to be on the national team for the All African Games 2024. We're bit prepared, like we're more strong, mentally, physically prepared, to give our all best out there. So to try our level best to bring out good results back home.
For Charles Kajimu, A return to Ghana at the very site where he won the African individual time trial gold medal about a year ago is nostalgic.
This time we have quite more goals than what I had last year. Last year I had only my biggest goal was the individual time trial, but this year I have goals in the road race to support other riders as well, and trying to get the medal as well, and also the team time trial, which comes also a day before the individual time trial. So I think my biggest goal for this year is trying to get several medals than what we achieved last year.
The team composition was meant to be 2 women and 2 men, but considering that the games are an Olympic Games qualifier, the association's executive decided otherwise.
According to the team, we have been given 4 slots, 2 men, 2 women, 2 men, 2 women. Those are the ones who are supposed to go. But according to the funds and the team size, we have not managed to take all the long list. We only have 4 riders, including Kajimu already has a medal, Lolot has a medal for the Continental, and I'm sure this time being All Africa Games, we can start from them. And another one is Lomoriapo and Select. So those are the 4 who are going to travel, and I'm sure we are going to get more medals. According what I heard from the National Council of Sports General Secretary, Mr. Ogwedo, said, please, if you have the 4 best, take them. If you have the 4 women, take them. But as now, you can miss the women, but these are the best 4 riders we have.
The team is under the tutorship of veteran coach Sakabo Kenya.
The girls were a bit, they were like 50-50, but the guys are better than the girls. So that's why we selected 4 guys, and I'm very sure those guys are very fit, and we shall bring out a good product.
The team's send-off was graced by one of the country's best from the 80s, Haj Suleiman Chiunda.
Naye ebiseera ebyo byali bizibu nnyo kubanga tewali spare, nga spare ffe tumwefunira, enguudo nga mbi, nga tutraininga ffekka tulina bakooki, ekitali ku bano ba mulembe guno era bo bafunye omukisa okuba nti bagenda kuvuga Africa Cup nga Africa Games nga bo basobodde okutrainingirako n'ebweru n'eggaali balina za mulembe ffe kye tutayina. N'olwekyo mbaagaliza omukisa omulungi n'obuwanguzi.
Uganda at these 13th African Games will contest in the 163-kilometer road race, the 59-kilometer men time trial, and in the 44-kilometer men individual time trial. Apart from cycling, Uganda is represented in several other disciplines including badminton, wrestling, table tennis, athletics and weightlifting, which are also Olympic Games qualifiers.
The Pepsi University League has witnessed another quarter-final in which Amakuru University Business School left it late to seal a semi-final slot. More details.
The school and visiting Bugema University knew that a single goal with a clean sheet would secure a semi-final slot in this year's Pepsi University Football League. The teams approached the game with caution and there was nothing much to separate them till Stuart Magumba struck Amakuru University Business School as the clock ticked towards the 90th minute. The goal sparked scenes of celebrations and was enough to secure the two-time champions a semi-final slot.
Actually, it's a very great moment for us. We have been waiting for it because we are very anxious for this trophy because it has been a long while ever since we won our last trophy, I think 2016, when we were not here. So we are very anxious for this trophy, so it means a lot to us as a team.
Amakuru University Business School joins Uganda Christian University Mokono that ejected Amakuru University.
Like any other university moves, this is not the first semi-finals we've played. We have ever played many and we have ever taken the trophy. I think this time around already we have a new team. The boys are so focused and determined. I think we shall push to the finals and see that we even win the championship.
These will be joined by either Uganda Matters University or Nkumba University that will travel for the second leg this Thursday after one all draw last Wednesday in Entebbe. The last semi-final will be played next Tuesday with St. Lawrence University at home and with a 5-2 aggregate lead over Kampala University.
Well, that wraps it up this afternoon on UBC Lunchtime News. Do enjoy much more of UBC's broadcasting. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto. Good afternoon.